Beep, recording. Hey guys, I'm gonna sit like this and put my feet on the bench. My microphone is on a small stand on a bench right now, but this is just comfortable for me, so I don't know what kind of noise that's gonna make. My feet in socks on the bench. In 2016, last year sometime, I recorded and uploaded a video that I had called My Shit List. It's since been retitled My 2016 Shit List. I did that because I'm going to film a new one right now. The premise for this was pretty straightforward. You can go and watch the old video if you'd like, but what had happened was I found myself being really annoyed at whenever point this was going on, and about stuff that I didn't want to be annoyed about anymore. I would get irritated. It's the stupid stuff, like the way somebody drives in traffic, whatever. It's just these things that kind of bother all of us. And I found myself just being kind of mad all the time about it, bitching to my friends about it. And I noticed that I started even looking for it, like being like looking ready to get angry about something. And I didn't like how that felt. And I wanted it to stop. But none of this is stuff that I control. So what am I going to do? I started keeping a list in my phone. I opened up a document. Every time something bothered me, I'd type it into my phone. The promise that I made to myself was, when you do this, you put it in your phone, you forget about it. That's it. Something bothers you, put it in your phone, forget about it. Everybody does these like, my favorite stuff from 2015. I thought it'd be funny to go, this is all the crap that bothered me in 2015. I was also hoping that by the end of the year or whatever, that this stuff would stop bothering me because I was going to be forgetting about it. It worked. It actually worked so well that I completely forgot I had the list. So when December or January, whatever rolls around, it's time for me to upload this shit list, I forgot I was doing it. I hadn't written in it in like a month. So I'm scrolling through my phone one day and I find it and I go, oh my God, it's my shit list. I should like upload this. So I did. That's why the timestamp thing on the original shit list from last year says like mid-April, because that's how long it was that I had completely forgotten I did this. I thought I'd do it again. People liked it, they requested it, and I thought, okay, this will be fun. I'll just do it. This will be like a yearly thing. Shit that bothers. This is my shit list for 2016, but it's like 2016 and a quarter. Or 3/4 of 2016 and a quarter, whatever. I remember a lot, but not a lot. So in my memory, some of this is mean, so I'm stalling right now because I don't want to do this. I think that this microphone is right here. My mouth is right here. So I think I want to lower this just a hair. Let me just get that nice and tight. It was like right in my face. Stop. Now what am I saying? Okay, number one item on the shit list. This is the same as last year. Number one thing, people who don't have a sense of humor. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be funny. Anytime you're funny, you're going to piss somebody off. Anytime you do anything, you're going to piss somebody off. That's just sort of life lesson. A drink of water, a glass of water. Stop. Really stupid beauty hacks on social media. This is something from like the beginning of the year that I don't see that much anymore, because at the beginning of the year I was seeing a lot of people, look, I can contour my face with a shoe, and that was so strange. I don't see it too much, though I have seen lately girls are shaving their faces like with a Bic razor, like some sort of deep exfoliation thing that you would get done normally at a clinic that you're doing for like on a budget. I don't know. It's bizarre. And I can think that because it's my shit list and not yours. People in their 20s who rave about the anti-aging benefits of their skincare products. You're 12. Shut up. When I was 20, I could have gone outside and put dog shit on my face and then wiped it off, and I would have had a nice natural glow because I was 20. There were no fine lines. There were no wrinkles. There was nothing going on. Now, take care of your skin. Yes, take care of your skin. That's important. I love these people that are like into skincare when they're much younger. I think that's great. I got into skincare when I was like 15 years old. That's why I can look this way at 40 without Botox. Not because I'm not interested in it, but mostly because it scares me. Companies who use models in their 20s to sell anti-aging skincare products. You aren't fooling anybody. Go away. That's something that's bothered me for years. Kind of in line with the last one, but even worse because it's like a business that's trying to sell you this idea that this is going to make your skin be beautiful, but we're going to use a model who's 19 years old. It just drives me crazy. The fact that creating a panic by selling out of products constantly is actually an effective and practiced sales technique for makeup brands. Now, I understand if you're an indie brand and you don't have the capital to be able to just buy a whole bunch of stuff, you get a pass. Indie brands get a pass on this one. I get it. You're a small business. It totally makes sense. However, Mac, okay, Mac Selena, come on. Come on. Just between you and I, come on. You knew you were making the collection. You knew everybody was freaking out about it. People were freaking out about it for like 3 years. And you sell out in like an hour and go, oh, we didn't know. Come on. Bitches be pouting in their non-talky beauty videos on Instagram. Okay, what is up with this? I've seen this. These makeup artists on Instagram, and they hold up a product and they go, why? What happened? They put something on their face and they go, did I miss something? Did something, why are you sad? It really irritates me. And I think it irritates me because in my imagination, these are the same people who probably talk in baby talk when they are around a guy that they like. When I was in high school, geometry class, junior year, there were a lot of popular girls in the class, and whenever like one of their boyfriends would come in or some guy that they liked, they would always, I mean, they were fine together, but suddenly a guy's around and they're like a 5-year-old girl. To be cute? Because I think it's creepy. I don't think it's cute. And if you think you need to do that, that's sort of sad. I think it's bizarre. We also named them after Revlon lipstick colors. Like, that's what their names were. I don't know their names. Tawny Shimmer was behind me. Ginger Glaze was over in the corner. She had big red hair. These were like the Revlon. I think they were like the Moondrops lipsticks. It was the 90s. Yeah. Which I think are great drag names. And if I saw any of those girls, I would still know them as like Tawny Shimmer or Ginger Glaze. People who think they look like a celebrity when they don't, mostly because it's never realistic. Nobody ever brags and says, people tell me I look just like Judith Light and Who's the Boss. They don't. Doesn't happen. Couples who use the word we as an identifier for the aggressively opinionated, four-armed, four-legged, two-headed mega-human they have become since conjoining. As in, we love Julia Roberts movies, or we don't eat carbs. It is really annoying. It is really super annoying. Super, super, super annoying. Men who proudly proclaim that they are gold star homosexuals. Get over yourself. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. Go look it up. Look it up. I first heard the term when I was like 17, and somebody said that that's what I was, and I had to ask what it meant. And when they told me, I was really just like irritated, like beyond the reasonable amount that I should have been irritated. I found it just elitist and snobbish and pretentious and shitty. And I'm thinking, because what? We need another reason for us to like be completely separate from one another? Fuck you. That's my response. We should love one another. Go fuck yourself. Oh shit. I'm digging myself in a hole here. I'm going to do this one quick. Having to listen to someone tell me how they identify and actually using the words I identify as. It's trendy and self-absorbed and makes my asshole twist up in a knot similar to the shape of Michael Kors's face when he smells something farty. People who justify their bad behavior by citing examples of worse behavior in others. Oh yeah. Swish. That's Dr. Laura. I used to listen to Dr. Laura when I was a teenager because, hello, why not? I used to listen to Susan Powder. I used to listen to Dr. Laura. I loved talk radio. And I was obviously, you can imagine, I had so much in common with the other kids in school who liked Boys to Men. I loved, okay, no, I don't. But You listen to anybody, and at some point they're going to say something that you can kind of jive with. And I loved when people would call into Dr. Laura's show and they would say something that they were doing that was bad, that she thought was bad. And they would say, oh, but so and so. And she'd say, no, you can't justify your bad behavior by just citing someone else's bad behavior. That doesn't justify your bad behavior. And it's funny because little kids do it. And so it's really funny when grown-ups try and do it too. Trends. Trends in general. Even more trends in the beauty community. And even more the people who care about these trends. But even more than that, the heinous people who promote them. Bong bong. I can't say heinous and not do that. Heinous. Dong dong. Eyeshadow palettes. Stick with me on this one, because I remember writing this. Here's how I shop. Wow, that's really pretty. And then I look at all of the colors individually, and I almost always say, oh, well, I have all of those, and I don't buy it. If you have a lot of eyeshadow palettes and you find that you're not using them, but you keep buying them, I don't care if you buy them. Do what you want. It's your money. I don't give a shit. But if it bothers you, start looking at the colors individually, because that's something that I started to do, because I would see it all presented in the package and I would go, whoa, whoa, that's really pretty, I need to have it. But then when I would examine all the colors, I'm like, oh, no, I have all of those. I don't need it. Not understanding the difference between connection and hypercommunication. With few exceptions, social media is a form of entertainment. It is not actual human connection, and we need connection to thrive. Our lack of connection is what allows the best of us to blame, belittle, and berate one another without coming up with actual solutions to our problems. With actual solutions. Without coming up with two, four, what? I don't know. That one's not very funny. It's sort of a PSA. Facebook. It's the next thing on the list. Influencers. Truthfully, what about that moniker sounds honest to you? Scoff. I actually write like in all caps and an exclamation point. Scoff. Influencer is just the new politically correct way to say shyster. That's a good one. The uh-oh. I remember this one. I remember this one because I wrote like this long and then I had to edit it down. I'm going to try and get through this. I am sure that this is a bit complicated for me to say. Some of these, I haven't read these out loud. So you know when you write something, it makes sense, but then you try and read it out loud and you're tripping over your words. I can only assume overwhelming amount of dull as dishwater human skid marks who drove for days, waited in line for hours, and fought against a sea of other like-minded chode farmers just to get to shop at a ColourPop store with Kylie Jenner's name on the box. There's more. But, not all of you, but those of you who did that and didn't even bother to get involved enough to vote, get off my island. This happened to sort of come at a very particular time of the year where I was sort of not having that shit. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little. People who think censorship resolves issues. Shh. Never solved anything. Do you know what telling people what to do, how to think, and what to say makes you? A tyrant. Manipulating people into silence by thrusting your own issues on them makes you a passive-aggressive asshole. That's just personal opinion. And doing any of these without being able to or bothering to engage in a conversation with the opposing side will always make you a new enemy, never a supporter. I thought I said friend, but I'm like, no, not friend, a supporter. Yeah. Take that, Facebook. I wrote this and then I deleted my Facebook profile. I remember the day. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I hear this a lot. And I get it, maybe, because when I was a kid, we said like all the time, and people thought we were stupid. Maybe we were. I don't know. There was a episode of Family Ties who was the older sister? Is Mallory the older sister? I haven't watched this show since it was on. And they were talking about how dumb she was because she said all the time. I don't remember. But I remember chlorofluorocarbons. I remember that. There was an episode about like the ozone layer and the chlorofluorocarbons that were um in her hairspray. And I remember that word. It's never left my brain. Isn't that funny? The things you remember: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. I will never forget that. Biology, sophomore year in high school. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, not Jesus, species. And you remember it by saying, if you happen to need to know this, King Philip chases old fat Girl Scouts. That's how you remember it. I don't know. It's how my biology teacher taught it to us. She taught us that. And she said, trust me, you will never forget this. And I haven't. I haven't. Overuse of the word literally by people who literally don't seem to understand what it means. Literally, I'm so triggered right now. Anyone who demands tolerance from all but gives tolerance to none. Bullshit. People, okay, I'm going to explain this one a little bit. People who say learnt instead of learned. Now, I understand it's a word. It's just that I think it sounds stupid and I hate it. YouTube being a place for commercials when it used to be a place for community. Sad panda. This is true. Oh, it says it right here. One sentence, one line. Encore doesn't make videos anymore. How many of you miss Encore? I miss Encore. Blend, blend, blend. Encore. Oh, I gotta set my phone down for this one. Encore was like, he was my sort of self-appointed competition in a very friendly way. Now, we never had a conversation. I don't know him, but Encore was good. Encore was, and he's not like gone. He's not like left the planet or anything. He's still around. He just doesn't do videos on YouTube anymore. Or maybe he does, but it's been a very, very long time. So I don't want to say he's gone. Come back. Encore was where I set the bar for videos that I did. He was sort of my inspiration. He was my like personal like guru. He was my competition. He's just wonderful. And if you want a video on like a MAC eyeshadow, like one MAC eyeshadow, he's going to do that video and he's going to do it in 4 20-minute parts. Because Girlfriend is long-winded but gives you every single bit of information that you want. He does it with a smile. He's like watching Dolly Parton. He seems so supportive, like you could turn in the biggest piece of shit artwork that you ever did and he would applaud you and pat you on the back. Now maybe he wouldn't, but that's what I think of him. And he seems always, he was genuine, friendly, funny, so funny, really sweet. And I'm like, I have this like weird affection for him right now. I really liked his videos. Really cool. I haven't seen one in a while. There's 2 more. But if they still use these things, Sephora's ugly fucking uniforms. Possibly the ugliest uniforms I've ever seen. A black smock with red racing stripes. It's the world's ugliest pillowcase turned into the world's ugliest outfit. And I know somebody out there is going to get all butthurt about this and get all serious and be like, not everybody wears them and they were designed by blah, 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 quack, quack, quack. Who cares? That's actually what it says without all the stammering that I did. Last one. While I can't deny that there were some truly great, wonderful things that happened to me personally in 2016, also in general, 2016, you're kind of a cunt. That's what it says. I remember this one well. And that's the nicest way that I can put it. There was a lot of stuff that happened last year that just sort of made, I think, a lot of people go, what's wrong with the universe? There was a meme that I saw that was, and I'm sure that you guys saw it too. It was really funny, that was going around all over the place, that said, I'm not saying that David Bowie was holding the fabric of the universe together, but, and then it said, broadly motions to everything. And I thought that was great. I thought that was just great. Yeah, it was a year. A lot of sad stuff. I miss Prince. I do. I was singing The Ladder today in the shower. And I was thinking, I miss Prince. That's it. That's my 2016 and a quarter shit list. Thanks so much for watching. Movie recording has been stopped automatically. That was probably rather abrupt, wasn't it? Thanks so much for watching. I was like at the very end. Fuck you, buddy. You're going on my shit list. Until I see you next time, please remember, take care and drive safe. I can't believe 20 seconds. 20 seconds is all I needed. I'll see you later.